got a little bit more materials for the circuits. For the job, I got some LBs here, some inner ones. These will be for the inside corners. I got an outer LB because I think I'm only running one circuit that has an outside corner. Some connectors. I got compression fitting connectors, box connectors. I had a friend who's an electrician who gave me this stuff right here. So I went out and I bought this. I got a box of clamps. I bought deeper boxes. These were the original boxes that I bought. But I bought the deeper boxes just, you know, when you got two boxes coming in here, all the wire and stuff like this, having a little bit more area to work, I think, is a lot better. And you could see that it might be hard, well, it'd be easy to see right here. The holes are in the same plane, right? The knockout holes, so you can connect your EMT into here, which is nice because it doesn't affect the, you know, the offset that has to be bent. You'll get more room, but you don't have to worry about any kind of changes to the offset. Yes, this is probably elementary for electricians and people who do this every day, but I've never run EMT. But I'm gonna learn on this one. I'll be cutting my teeth for sure. Outlets. I got the two other outlets that I needed for my 110. I'm sorry, for my 220 machines. I'm bringing one of them upstairs from the basement. The lathe, you know, obviously downstairs the lathe has an outlet, but that's staying on the wall. I'm not gonna like take electricity out of the wall. Plus the lathe is in place again until the owner takes it away. But the surface grinder has a dedicated box, and it's, you know, I'm not proud to say it's in a box, and it's just kind of like laying there on the floor. So it's not very well done. So I could take that, you know, I'm going to wind up taking that whole circuit out, taking the wire out, taking the breaker out and stuff like that, disconnecting it fully, and I'll be bringing the outlet upstairs. So I'll have that one. Then this will be for the lathe, and this will be for the pedestal grinder. And then I have my 6 outlets here for my 110 juice. This will be the three boxes for the 220s, 3 covers, and I got 7 covers and then 7 boxes. So that's the updated list of goodies. I'm probably gonna have to get another one of these. I don't know if I'm done with all the connections and stuff like that. I might need a couple more box connectors and things like that. So I have to go and get the actual EMT today. I was in a car when I got this yesterday, so I didn't obviously have enough room to bring 10-foot sticks of EMT home. So all right, here's the lights that I got them at Home Depot. They are T8 bulbs. 4 bulbs a piece. They're 4 foot. I got 6 of them. Now those 6 combined with these 2, which both of these are going to get moved over into the grinding section and run this way. And then the rest of the 6 are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there'll be one basically, and here we go. There'll be one going this way and another one going that way. And it's going to be in the bay of the garage door. Then we're going to have one going here and then one going down that way. And same thing, there and then there. And really the purpose of having the way I chose the layout is so obviously when the doors are down it'll be lit, but if these doors for some reason are both open, I'll still have 2 lights here and 2 lights over there shining bright. And let's go over here and I'll show you what they look like, the plan. So this is my set of plans I got here. This is all the placement of the machines. This is my makeshift little electrical print, and it just shows where the 110 outlets are and where the 220s are. And basically when you hold it that way, you'll see the garage just like that. And there's the stair. And over here is where the panel is, right over there. And you could see I got all the stuff laid out, just placed over there. And that's where our 110 and our two 220s will be. Let's look at the lights now. So I got them stapled together and kind of all laid out the same way. So there's the lights. And that's how they're going to be. So right now we have a light going about here and about here. Maybe a little tiny bit back about there and about there. So those two lights are going to get relocated to this grinding section here. And then like I showed you, they'll be like that. And I kind of like drew a little bit of an illumination. Don't hold me to that. I don't know how accurate that is, but anyway, there you go. So we'll take a look at what we got done so far, which isn't a lot. Now the main panel is, the main breaker downstairs is shut off, so this is not hot. And I just started my first little, got an offset there, got the LB, and then really what we're going to do is going to continue on, do a drop down here. You can see the box is just laying there with all its stuff, but we'll have a box about there. I believe this is, for now, this is where the granite table is going to go. And then it's going to continue down. We're going to have a drop right about here. And then we're going to have another, well, the heater is going to be placed right about there. It's going to be a gas heater. One of those chimneyless ones. And then we're going to have another drop going down here, which is just, you know, whatever, for whatever machines. And then we're going to come over here, drop down, and we'll have a box right about here because that's where the mill is going to go. And then I'm thinking of just kind of going down this way and putting, boom, a box there. Behind the welder, I actually have an outlet there that came with the house, but you know, maybe going like right across or something, and then having an outlet over here, and then down below past this saw. All right, I just wanted to give a little update on the EMT. So this is our grinding section, and we have surface grinder. We've got pedestal grinder. That's 220. We have a 120 quad box here, which will be the buffer and the carbide grinder. Goes out there. We have a courtesy outlet here where the granite surface is going to go. Heater is going to go right here in this area. I left this area open because if you notice, I wanted a walkway, and I didn't want something sticking into the path of the stairs. You know, I wanted a gentle arc, and I did that right here on the plan, you can see. So I moved these metal cabinets are going to go back this way, and you know, and the heater, all this is going to be shifted just ever so slightly, but the heater is going to go right about here. And that heater is only going to stick out, I think, 5 inches off the wall. So it'll be out of the way. So anyway, we're going over here. We have this drop now that I put in, and this will service the shaper and the drill press, as you can see on the plan right here. It's my 110 box. Then we have the 110. Actually, 110 is over on this side. That's why I have the arrow here for the Bridgeport. So we come over here, we have a junction box, we come down. Now, I could have had this thing just bend down, and it's probably the proper way to do it. I put a junction box there pretty much by mistake, because originally I thought I was going to come down, I was going to go this way and then bend in, and then continue and come down this way, come in here and bend in. But that's a lot of wire up, and you know, that would be a lot of wire down and then back up, down and back up. So as I was putting it together, I thought, all right, well, here I'm just going to daisy chain right to the next one, and then there's going to be one in the far corner. Save wire, save EMT, keep it low, whatever. There's a junction box up there. I might even probably have to put a new one in, a brand new one in, because you could see I put a quick connect or a compression fitting. Let me zoom out. So I apologize for the handheld here, but there's a quick connect up there, and I don't know if code will allow that to be open like that, but in any case, that's how the electricity is coming. Again, we got our bender. I got my offset bender that a friend of mine who's an electrician graciously let me borrow. I'm borrowing a portaband. One note on all these tools here. What I'm using here to do all this is a Sharpie, tape measure, obviously, to get your measurements, the portaband to cut all the EMT, a file, 2 files actually, to clean the outside edges of the EMT after the saw cut because it's rough, and then I just use one of these lathe deburrs for the inside. It does a fantastic job. Normal screwdrivers and pliers and stuff like that, but that's really it. You know, a little magnetic level so you can put it on your EMT and you can move your pipe up and down and get it into level. And obviously a drill. I have a battery gun here too for different, different operations. But I bought as you saw in the previous videos probably, I bought a container full of those little strap clamps, and I haven't even used a third of them. I mean, just one there, one there. Every 32 inches I put them. Again, I don't know what code is, but the stuff isn't coming down. There's a strap clamp there, so on and so forth. So you don't really need a lot of tools, but you do need those. I mean, if you want to do this easy, get yourself a portaband, get yourself a bend. Well, you need a bender, and that guy right there is invaluable. I mean, you just put your ends in and you press it down, and you got an instant offset. It does a great job. Look at that. They make life easy. EMT is really cheap. These are about $2.30 a stick. They're 10-foot sticks. I'm gonna have plenty of left over because I might have, I don't know, another 12 feet or so, maybe, I don't know. This whole run here is 18 feet, and I'm off the wall already by about 5 feet. So about 13 more feet, you figure. So that's like a stick and a third. And then the last thing that I need to do is over here. I'm gonna come out of here. I'm gonna do a bend just like this. I'm gonna do a bend in a 90. So I'll do a bend in a 90, and I'm gonna run this all the way out down here on the bottom. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna hit another 90, and you could see it in the corner there. And then I'm gonna bend up and have an outlet right here, and that's gonna be for the welder. The welder's on wheels. As you could see it buried behind my shop lights back there. But the welder's on wheels, and the idea really is to plug it in here and bring it right to the edge of the garage door, or even outside of the garage if I have to do some kind of welding out on the driveway. Other than that, we could do some welding in here. We'll have the garage door open and the fan blowing the fumes out. I'm standing right here where the welding table is going to be in the future, but that's another video and another day. So that's the update on the EMT. I didn't really want to sit and film any of the EMT being done because, frankly, I just need to get it done. It's getting colder here in PA, and I need to get this done, and I need to get the wire pulled, and then the lights need to be installed. God, then I have to do the lines for the air compressor. I'm gonna have a drop come over here, and I'm gonna have a drop come down for the lathe. And I don't know, I'm gonna punch maybe through that existing hole that I had my temporary SO cable for the lathe. But I might come up here and just pipe it in, use some PEX or something that won't corrode. pretty quick to do, inexpensive, and like I said, I only got 2 drops, maybe 3 drops. I might put a drop where I'm standing here for like the grinding section for whatever, but all right, well that's it for now. I guess I'll come back when, you know, when this run is done, and then when the welding outlet is in, and then we'll pull wire.